Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new Disney Heroes Battle Mode video. Now I'm hyped for this one because we've got a brand new leaked character and haven't done one of these videos in a while because I missed out on doing Patcher because he came into the update before, so do make sure you check out yesterday's video if you want to learn about the update, which I think is probably going to come tomorrow. But anyway, let's get into... Now, I am not entirely sure how to say that. I'd probably say Voyd or Voyd, but it looks like it's going to be a pretty solid character that we've got here. She's from Incredibles 2, and it's cool to sort of bolster up the Incredibles team. So we've got Mr. Incredible, Jack, or the whole family. Then we've got Minor, and we got... I've completely forgotten the name of the guy with Sinestro, and now we've got Voyd. So she's like the 6th or 7th-ish character in the Incredibles series, which is nice. So it's a full tilt portal panic, so we could have some cool stuff here. She is here to interdimensionally dominate and send the enemy packing. So there's some big words for this new character here. They better follow up these big, cool, awesome words with some cool moves. So she is a control type character, which I can imagine is going to be controlling people with portals. Position middle, and she's red, which is fine. So fantastic damage, shield, self, and shield team. So she's a shielder and she does fantastic damage, which is cool. So I'm kind of seeing that she's going to be a little bit like Violet maybe, but let's have a look. So you can see all the stats here if you want to pause it, guys. I'm not going to go through all the stats, but if you want to pause it, this is everything maxed out. What's it? 330 is the max now, isn't it? So it only lets me do 305. So there we go. You can see the stats. If you want to take a look, feel free to pause it. Okay, now let's get into her moves. So we are looking first at Get Back here. So what I'm kind of hoping for is it's going to be some cool portal move, but let's jump straight in. She spawns a portal straight away with the portal, which is fantastic, under the frontmost enemy, and they are teleported to the back of the battlefield. Now, that's actually not really that great. That's kind of like Kronk's move, but not as cool. So it's kind of like Kronk. So she spawns a portal under the enemy at the very front. So let's just say, for example, it's a tank, maybe it's Clawhauser. So she spawns it at the front. Enemies at the enemy, so it's annoying that it's only one. So there's only one enemy, and they are teleported to the back. So that's another important set of the battlefield. They do take a huge amount of damage, and then they're stunned for 4 seconds. So, I mean, in this game, a 4-second stun is pretty good. But this is just Kronk's move, but not as good. Because Kronk's move's better because he actually takes them off the battlefield for quite a long time. Now, of course, with Kronk's move, when they're off the battlefield, it means they can't be damaged. What's nice here is when they are stunned for 4 seconds, it does mean they can be damaged. But that doesn't scream out to me at the moment. I want you guys to let me, obviously, comment down below and let me know what you think of each skill. But at the moment, that really doesn't stand out to me. And there's nothing really in my mind which is telling me to go and get her. You know, no. I'm not fussed about that one move. That move at the moment does not pull me in to grab her. Now, I do, if you want my sort of good take on it, I do really like that you can quite easily control and take away a tank. So if you were playing on not auto, you could use her special and it would move the tank away. And then you could use, I don't know. The thing is now, most people's specials hit everybody. So it kind of makes these types of moves a little bit pointless. This is my problem that I have with these types of characters. Where like Zeus special hits everybody, Bolt special hits everybody, Aero special hits everybody, Mary hits everybody, Tron hits everybody. Most characters hit everybody with their special. So it's kind of one of those things where it's like, it's not really, I'm not fussed with that move at all. So now let's go to Ali. Oop. So, okay, this is cool. She opens up a portal under the ally with the most HP and drops them onto the middlemost enemy, granting them invincible... Wait, what? Sorry, it says ally. I read that wrong in my head. Voyd opens up a portal under a teammate with the most HP and drops them onto the middlemost enemy, granting them invincibility for 5 seconds. When the ally lands, they deal normal damage to the middlemost enemy, and X amount of damage to the normal. I can't speak. X amount of normal damage to nearby enemies. So this is quite cool. So she opens up a portal, and let's think about this logically here, right? The character with the most HP is normally always going to be a tank. So, for example, I always use Clawhauser because he's one of my favourite tanks. So if we had Clawhauser on the team, what would happen here is that she'd open up a portal underneath Clawhauser, he'd fall into it, which is a little bit of a betrayal if you ask me. But then he falls onto the enemy in the middle, granting him 5 seconds of invincibility, which is a lot. Again, that's big. When the ally lands, they deal normal damage to the middlemost enemy and normal damage to nearby enemies. Now, because it's falling on the enemy in the middle, that will probably damage all enemies, I'd imagine. But this really does stand out to me. Yeah, here we go. She prioritizes tank allies with this skill, cannot use it on herself. So this is what I was asking for. Some epic, unique move. This sounds stupid. This sounds silly. I'm excited to see this. Characters falling through the map and landing on other people's heads. Fantastic. I think that's a very cool move. And that has kind of upped my opinion on her. I like the idea of kind of confusing the enemy team by throwing an enemy into them. I think that's a really, really cool little move. Something a bit more unique there. Then we've got Portal Push. She opens up a portal behind the furthest enemy and knocks them forward. So again, this would normally be the medic or maybe Tron. So she opens a portal behind the furthest enemy and knocks them forward, dealing a huge amount of damage that would probably kill most support type characters, applying 3 stacks of weakness and making them distracted. And making them distract she and allies. Presumably what that means, because I'm actually not too sure about that line. I'm making... So it knocks the enemy forward, deals damage, applies stacks of weakness. Is that correct English? Applying 3 stacks of weakness and making them distract Voyd. Okay, so what I'm picturing this here, I'm not actually too sure on this one. I don't think we've had any enemies that have distract. Maybe actually Ian's brother does distract, potentially. But yeah, so we've got, I'm making them distract. So I think that means all of your team prioritize the damage on them. I think. I'm not too sure about that one actually. But again, it's quite a cool move and it will interrupt one of the sort of top characters in the game, which is either going to be the support or maybe Tron at the back. So it's nice to have her where she's going to be able to pick your tank up and drop it in the middle, hide and make an opponent from the front fall down to the back. So if you use them at the same time, you could pick the tank up, drop them at the back, then push the tank forward. So, you know, there's some cool little sort of options that could actually happen there. Then we've got Unavoidable. I like that. She steals 88 energy, maybe that can increase, from enemies that go through one of her portals. Allies that go through one of her portals gain 60% armor reality for 6 seconds once invincibility ends. Whew. So that's actually very good. So key things here is that she steals. She steals. She doesn't just take it, she takes it and gives it to herself, meaning she can use her main special quicker. So she's going to be able to keep those portals being opened and opened and opened and opened and opened and opened and opened. And then they go through one of her portals and gain 60% armor. So again, this is important because it happens after the invincibility ends. So they get invincibility for 4 seconds. Then after that, they get 60% armor and reality for 6 seconds. That's really going to bring up that defense. Like an absolutely stupid buff to the defense there, which is fantastic. Then we've got our red skill. Enemies teleported by Get Back. So Get Back is our main special. Enemies teleported by Get Back now deal X amount of fantastic damage to nearby enemies when they land. So that's fantastic because that's opening up a main special to do damage to multiple enemies. So that's good. After using Get Back, the cooldown of Portal Push is reduced by 6 seconds. So that's very good. So if you're playing on manual mode, as soon as she uses Portal Push, you'd want to use her special. So then she'd use Portal Push again straight afterwards. Additional stat boosts, so more damage to Portal Push, huge amount of skill power, and a huge amount of max HP. So that's pretty awesome. Then we've got a friendship mission with Elastigirl, which is good. Portal Push deals even more fantastic damage. Enemies affected by Portal Push lose 75% armor. That's ridiculous. So it's going to get them in, push them to the front, and they're going to have 75% less armor in reality. That's basically just health and defense that they're losing there, which is really cool. So then we've got Wasabi. After allies' invincibility from I don't know what I'm doing, wears off, they slow the attack and movement speed of nearby enemies at 50%. That's quite cool, actually. Still leaning more towards the Portal Push one, but I like that it will drop them in the middle of the battle, and then their invincibility wears off, and everybody around's been slowed. So that's quite cool. Basic damage to allies when they're invincible. That's really cool if you've got an invincible team. And then we've got skill power. So this is actually one of the biggest pushes to invincible teams that we have here. And that's a big skill power increase. So I think she's going to be a very, very cool character. So if I was to wind her up now, I've done a bit of a breakdown. She starts off not sounding too exciting, really. And then she kind of does a lot better. So Get Back's okay, but when you activate the red skill, it's going to be fantastic. She's going to pick them up, drop them in the middle, invincibility, loads of health, loads of reality, armor, mad. It's going to do loads of just basically messing with the enemy team. Alley Oops, really cool. Dropping them in, and the same, and then, Get Back's the one that picks up the enemy and moves them to the back. Alley-oop's the one that picks up a teammate, chucks them into the middle. Portal Push is really cool, probably my favourite move of hers. Grabs the enemy at the back, gives them a kick, and they fly forward. So I think she's quite good. It's difficult because she seems like she's going to be quite a complex character to use. Like, you need to get the timings right. And the thing with this is there's a lot of characters which kind of are better, and that's always what upsets me a little bit. Like, you've got this really cool, well thought out character, then you've got Zeus who just shoots a lightning bolt and kills everyone. So it's kind of a bit in the middle, but I'm curious to see what you guys think. Do make sure you drop a like and a comment down below, and I'll see you legends in the next one.